Welcome to Up the Pompey Episode 1 on FMTV. The goal of this save will be to take Portsmouth FC back into the Premiership and possibly play a year or two in the Prem. Let's take a quick look at the history of the club here. The club first made it into the Premiership back in 1928. The club actually won two titles back-to-back in 1949 and in 1950, before being relegated in 1959. Portsmouth would not reach the Premiership again until 2004, spending 6 seasons in the Premiership before being relegated in 2010. So after the relegation from the Premiership, it's been a downward spiral through the Championship, as you can see, into League One, down through League One, and into League Two, where we find ourselves today. Looking at the season preview, we are predicted to finish first to clinch the lead with 3-1 odds ahead of Scunthorpe United and Chesterfield. Taking a quick look at the finances of the club. The financial status is secure. We'll see how much we got in the bank here. We got 5.24 in the bank and a projected balance of £2.89 million for the end of the year. Taking a quick look at our facilities, our stadium is Fratton Park with a 21,000 capacity. It's very good field condition. We've got adequate corporate facilities, great training facilities, and average youth facilities. Let's move on now and take a look at some of the players on our squad. We'll look at our tactical formation a little bit later. First up, we have Simon Ferry, the 25-year-old Scotsman who plays in midfield. Something that stands out is his work rate. He's got very good work rate. His teamwork is also pretty good. He can play in an advanced position or even in a deeper position, so he is pretty versatile in the midfield. He's going to be, I think, our most important player this year. Next up, we have David Connolly, the 36-year-old veteran Republic of Ireland striker. He has 41 caps to his name. Much is going to depend on this man to bag in the goals for us this season, so I'm hoping he can do the job for us. I think his stats are good enough for this league, so hopefully he will be finishing as one of the top strikers in League 2. David Connolly, he will be our captain this year. His experience will hopefully prove to be invaluable to the club. Taking a quick look at our fixtures, we've got 3 friendlies lined up. Our first one against Hednesford, then the French team Tours, and then we will finish our friendlies against Sunderland before we begin in the League 2 with Oxford United, and then we will be taking on QPR in the Capital One Cup. What I'll do is I'll sort out our tactical setup and all that good stuff, bring in some players, get rid of the ones I don't need. I'll play through all the friendlies, give the boys a good run out, and then I'll meet you back for the first game at home against Oxford United. Hey, welcome back. We are through the wheelings and dealings of preseason. I'm going to show you our outs first of all. We released Yassine Moutakil. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Moutakil, the 27-year-old Frenchman, fullback. He was surplus to requirements. I don't think we need his services this year. We have a couple of guys ahead of him in the pecking order, so I decided to let him leave on a free. Our next 4 players are all youth team players ranging from 16 to 18 years old. I didn't see anything special enough in these guys to keep them around at the club, so I decided it's best to part ways early on. I'll be looking to fill in the void of these departed youths when the regen window opens up, I believe in March in England. I'll have to double check that. Next on the way out, on loan, we have Jack Whatmo, 17-year-old center back. He's got really good heading for a 17-year-old. His marking, passing's excellent, tackling. Hopefully benefit from some first-team football at Luton Town. Next up, we have Nick Offord going to Whitehawk. He's a midfielder with pretty good first touch for an 18-year-old. And his teamwork is excellent, as well as his work rate. I think he can do with a nice move abroad. Next up, we have Jack Maloney going to Hereford. He's actually a winger. I see potential in this guy. He's got really good crossing and dribbling for an 18-year-old. And he's pretty pacey for his age. Well, he's got good pace for his age. And his acceleration is good. I think with enough playing time, he can become a good player for us in the future. Next, we have Kane Cook going to Gloucester. I'm not sure if that's how you say it. But he's got decent physicals for his age. Hopefully he'll be able to develop them some more within the next few years or so. I'd really like him to concentrate on improving his stamina and decision making. If he can get those up, I think he could be a decent wide player for us. If he can also develop a face, that would be great as well. Maybe I'm being too picky. And we have one more player we're loaning out. Lewis Horsburgh being loaned out to Maidenhead, 17-year-old striker. Got excellent natural fitness. He's still got a lot of areas to improve upon, and hopefully this loan move will do him a world of good. I've got high hopes for this guy. I think he's definitely one for the future. But you gotta keep in mind, not every player turns out the way you want him to. He's also a pretty aggressive striker, and his composure and finishing is excellent for a 17-year-old. Okay, so on the way in, we brought we got 4 guys on loan, or 4 guys on freeze, and 1 guy on loan from Preston. He is Will Hayhurst. I'm really happy with this signing. An excellent little wide player. Good physicals, though he needs work on his strength and stamina especially. He's got good anticipation and composure, so someone who I think can bag some goals for us. He did get injured during the preseason. He's undergoing treatment for a gash leg, so he is expected to join back up with us in about 2 to 3 weeks' time. Not an ideal situation for us. That's about 3 to 5 games he'll miss, I believe. Hopefully it won't affect us too much. The next player we got is Lee Cook on a free. Another wide player who could play out on the left. He's on 1.5k pounds per week, so hopefully that is going to be money well spent for us. Brought him in to act as a veteran presence for our wide players. Hopefully he can lead for us on the field and be a good role model for the youngsters on the team. Signed him to a 1-year contract. Hopefully he'll stay for a little bit longer. Hopefully we'll want him to stay a little bit longer. Queen's Park Rangers fans will remember Lee Cook, as he's made 146 league appearances for the club. Next up we have Daniel Devine, 20-year-old Republic of Ireland centre back. Valued at 15.25k, standing at 6'3", he provides a good tall presence in the penalty area. Very good jumping reach for his age, as well as strength. Very aggressive center back, so he can play a stopper role if needed. I think this guy will be a very important player in the center of our defense in years to come. He's played a couple of games for us in preseason, didn't have the greatest outings. Not too worried. He's still got to find his footing. Next up, the veteran center back Shelton Martis. I brought him in because I felt we needed a good veteran presence at center back. His marking and tackling is actually not that great for somebody his age, but I liked his physicals, and I thought he can be good enough for us, if not as a starter, as a backup. He's another one of our players that got injured during the preseason, and he's also going to be out for about 3 to 4 weeks as well, as he's undergoing treatment for a groin strain. Yeah, so that's 2 of our recent signings who will be out for about a month, which is less than ideal. But overall, I'm happy with the signing, and I think he can do the job for us. And lastly, we have 16-year-old Connor Hunt. Grabbed him on a youth contract, can play out wide or even in the middle. I think I'm going to keep him on the bench and try to give him some game time here and there, because that really is the best way to develop youth, with some first team football. I'm thinking of trying to develop him into an inside forward, since he already has the finishing. We'll see how things go with him this year. If he doesn't get enough time on the field, there's always the possibility to loan him out. I also managed to get the board to find us a parent club, and that club is none other than Manchester United. So they will be able to send players on loan to us. They will pay the player's salary in full, We'll get to host a friendly every year and keep all the gate receipts, so that will generate a nice little bit of income for us. With Manchester United coming to town, that should be a sellout. So we're getting lots of benefits under the agreement. But the best part of this deal, I think, is that Manchester United will pay us £88,789 every year. So that will definitely help us with all the loan debt we got to pay back. So yeah, very happy to have them as a parent club. Next, looking at our tactics, I've decided to go with let me get everybody up here. With actually during our preseason friendlies, I was playing a 4-1-2-1-2, you can say, sort of two strikers up top. But having two guys up top, that wasn't really working out. They weren't really scoring, so I want to try something different for the first game of the season. Yeah, so we're going to go with the two wide players. So you can call this formation a 4-1-2-2-1, 4-3-3, whichever you want to call it. We'll be using two wingers, a ball-winning midfielder in the middle, advanced playmaker, partnering him, and we'll have an anchor man right in front of the center backs. If we find ourselves struggling to score with this formation, I can always push one of the wide players out beside David Connolly. Of course, I can always make the wingers more attacking or supportive as I choose, depending on the circumstances. Our defensive formation is just basically a 4-1-4-1, just pulling the two wide players back for a more defensive formation here. So this is our starting lineup. And net, we're going with John Sullivan, 25-year-old English keeper. Hopefully he'll do the job for us this year. I had a hard time choosing between him and who's the other guy? It was John Sullivan and Phil Smith. In the end, I went with John Sullivan. He's been playing decent for us in the preseason, I think, so I'm going to stick with him. He started all of our preseason friendlies. Next, we have, we're going to go with Joe De Vera as our right back. He's got good physicals, 26 years old. He's actually won League 2 with Swindon back in 2012. It's always good to have somebody on the squad who's won silverware, and he'll be accustomed to League 2, so hopefully he'll come in handy for us this year. Starting at center back, we're going with Sonny Bradley. Fairly young, 6'4", and he's got a heck of a jumping reach on him. Good heading, very good leadership for someone his age. I have him partnered up with Daniel Devine, so we've got a very youthful center back partnership. Ideally, I'd like to have Shelton Martys come back when he's fit and partner one of the youngsters. So hopefully our youngsters can do a decent job until Martys returns. I'm hoping for a quick recovery from him. Left back, we got Marcos Painter. He's got 5 under-21 appearances for the Republic of Ireland, 26 years old. He's got 2 League One titles to his name, one with Swansea City in 2008, and the other in 2011 with Brighton and Hove Albion. This man is one of our better players, and I expect much from him this season. He can also slot into center back, giving us extra coverage. Playing ahead of our center backs, we have Johnny Erdl in an anchorman role. The former Austria Wien player, with 7 caps for Austria in his name, will provide a tall presence in the defensive midfield department for us. He can also push up into center midfield, as well as play the center back and full back positions. So a very versatile player to have in your squad. He recently joined the club on a free transfer last year. In the center of midfield, we'll have Simon Ferry playing in an attacking advanced playmaker role. And partnering him in the center as a supporting ball-winning midfielder is Romain Padovani, 23-year-old Frenchman. If we're searching for that goal, he can also play in a more attacking role. I'm hoping his partnership with Simon Ferry will yield some good results for us this year. Playing the opposite winger to Lee Cook on the right, we have 19-year-old Ashley Harris, who can play either wing and an advanced midfield position or even up top. I really like the look of this kid. He's highly creative and has bags of flair. I think he's going to turn out to be a really good player. I want to put this kid straight into the first team and give him as much game time as I can. I think he's someone who can help us right away. And lastly, we have David Connolly up top in a poacher role. So the next episode, we'll take a look at the friendlies we've played, and we will play our first game at home to Oxford United. Thanks for joining me, guys. See you next time.